कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you very much for your kind association. Let's get started with our study of Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam in our Bhakti Vaibhava course. Today we are going to complete chapter 3 and we'll start from verse number 23. Let us begin with our Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम 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 हरे. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. तथैव चान्ये नरलोकवीरा आहवे कृष्णमुखारविन्दं नेत्रे पिबन्तो नयनाभिरामम् प्रार्थास्त्रपूतपदमापुरस्य अहो बकीयं स्तनकालकूटं जिघ्रांसयप्याप्ययत् असाध्वी क्लेभे गतिं धात्र्युचितां तत्त्वन्यं कं वा दयालुं शरणं व्रजेम अशेषसङ्क्लेशश्रमं विधत्ते गुणानुवाद श्रवणं मुरारे किं वा पुनस्तच्चरणारविन्द परागसेवारतिरात्मलब्धा सोऽहं नृणां क्षुल्लसुखाय दुःखं महद्गतानां विरमाय तस्य प्रवर्तये भागवतं पुराणं यदाह साक्षात् भगवान् ऋषिभ्यः त्वं भक्तियोगपरिभावितरित्सरोज आस्ये श्रुते क्षितपथो ननु नाथ पुंसां यद्यद्धियात उरुगाय विभावयन्ति तत्तद्वपु प्रणयसे सदनुग्रहाय सोऽसावदभ्रकरुणो भगवान् वृद्ध प्रेम स्मितेन नयनाम्बुरुहं विभृंजम् उत्थाय विश्वविजयाय च नो विषादम् माद् माध्व्या गिरा पनयतात् पुरुषः पुराणः ससर्जाग्रन्थतामिस्रम् अथ तामिस्रमादिक्रेत् महामोहं च मोहं च तमश्चाज्ञानवृत्तयः. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे. Hare Krishna. Reading from Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 3, entitled Lord Krishna's Pastimes Outside of Vrindavan, Text 23. Shri Uddhavji is describing these pastimes of Krishna to Shri Mahatma Vidur. दैवाधीनेषु कामेषु दैवाधीनः स्वयं पुमान् को विश्रम्भेत योगेन योगेश्वरम् अनुव्रतः. Translations and purports by our beloved founder Acharya Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Mahatma Vidur is telling Uddhavji, every living entity is controlled by a supernatural force. And thus, his sense enjoyment is also under the control of that supernatural force. The supernatural force is Prakriti. No one, therefore, can put his faith in Lord Krishna's transcendental sense activities, but one who has become a devotee of Lord Krishna by rendering devotional service. So, in the previous verse, we have to remember in verse number 22, Uddhavji, who was an intimate associate of Lord Krishna in Dwarka, Krishna's best friend in Dwarka, is telling that Lord Krishna was engaged in household life for many, many years. Krishna got married, and then for many years he was playing the part of a grihastha. But at last, his detachment from sex life was fully manifested. So, Prabhupada in the purport said, even though Lord Krishna is never attached to any kind of material sex life, as a Jagat Guru, Vasudeva Jagat Guru, for many years, just to teach others how one should live in Grahastha ashram, Krishna exhibited the life of a perfect Grahastha, including having children. Krishna had 11 children from each of his 16,108 wives in Sri Dwarka Puri to show the Grahastha, ideal Grahastha life. In the next verse, which is today's first verse, Sri Uddhavji is saying that living entities are controlled by a supernatural force, which is Prakriti. And therefore, our sense enjoyment is also within the purview of material energy, Prakriti. But Krishna is beyond Prakriti because Prakriti is under Krishna. Mayadhyakshena Prakriti suyate sa characharam. So we are under Prakriti, Prakriti is under Krishna. But Krishna's activities and our activities look similar. We also get married. We also have children. Krishna is also getting married. Krishna is also having children. So the tendency may be, what is the difference between Krishna and me? The difference is vast. And one cannot understand that difference unless one is a devotee of Krishna. Therefore, no one can put his faith in Lord Krishna's transcendental sense activities, means Krishna's activities of apparent sensual enjoyment. No one can put faith means no one can understand and appreciate those pastimes, but one who is a devotee. Which means, in simple words, unless one is a devotee of Krishna, we cannot understand Krishna's activity where there is apparent sex life. Directly it is said. The word yoga is used. Yoga means sex life. The previous verse. So this definitely, as Bhakti Vaibhava students, as devotees of Krishna, we need to understand this because we may be challenged. Like Srila Radha Govind Maharaj was challenged in Houston. Why Krishna married so many women? He should have only one wife. Why Krishna had so many? So Srila Radha Govind Maharaj gave a very nice answer to those Arya Samajis who questioned him. So now let's read Srila Prabhupada's purport. Srila Prabhupada will explain very nicely what Uddhavji is saying about Krishna. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, as stated in Sri Bhagavad Gita, no one can understand the transcendental birth and activities of the Lord. Mam tu Vedana Kaschana. No one can understand Krishna. The same fact is herein corroborated. Same fact is explained here. Hmm? Hmm. No one except one who is enlightened by devotional service of Lord Krishna can understand the difference between Lord Krishna's activities and those of the jivas, living entities, others, who are controlled by the supernatural force. The sense enjoyment of all animals, men, and demigods, all the devatas, all of us, all the animals and other species, our enjoyment, sense enjoyment, is within the purview of the material universe and therefore is controlled by the supernatural force. Daivadhineshu, kameshu. Kameshu means all our kam vasana, all our sense enjoyment. It is daivadhineshu. It is controlled by Daiva. What is Daiva? Daivi yesha gunamai mama maya durataya. This Krishna's maya, this Prakriti. And Prabhupada explains, we are all controlled by the supernatural force called Prakriti or Daivi Maya. No one is independent in obtaining sense enjoyment, and everyone in this material world is after sense enjoyment. Because the nature of soul is to enjoy. Anandamaya abhyasat. We want happiness. Happiness comes when we are enjoying, but we are looking for enjoyment in the wrong place. That is our problem. Real enjoyment is in Hari Katha. Real enjoyment is in serving Krishna. Real enjoyment is in Hari Kirtan. Real enjoyment is in Vaishnav Seva. But we are looking Atmendriya Priti Ichha. Tarabale Kam. Persons who are themselves under the control of the supernatural power they cannot believe that Lord Krishna is not under the control of Prakriti. They cannot believe that Krishna is not under the control of the supernatural force. They cannot understand that Krishna's senses are transcendental. In Sri Brahma Samhita, Lord Krishna's senses are described as omnipotent. Angani sakalendriya vrittimanti. That is, with any sense, he can perform the activities of any other senses. One who has limited senses cannot believe that Lord Krishna can eat by the transcendental power of hearing, and Lord Krishna can perform the act of sex simply by seeing. Prabhupada explaining. The controlled living entity cannot even dream of such sense activities in the conditional life. But simply by the activities of Bhakti Yoga, he can understand that Lord Krishna and his activities are always transcendental. As stated by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 18.55, one cannot know even a fraction of the activities of Lord Krishna if one is not a pure devotee of the Lord. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yasyasmi tatvata. Bhaktya tvanannaya shakya aham evam vidu Arjuna. No one can understand Krishna without being a devotee. Text 24. Puryam kadachet kridadbhir yadu bhoja kumarakaihi kopita munaya shepur bhagavan matako vidah. Uddhavji is saying to Mahatma Vidur, once upon a time, great sages were made angry by the sporting activities of the princely descendants of Yadu and Bhoja dynasties. And thus, as desired by Lord Krishna, the sages cursed them. We know this. And this pastime will be described in more detail in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, once the Yadu princes, they were young princes, they were cursed by the sadhus. Srila Prabhupada gives a very beautiful purport. Please listen carefully. Srila Prabhupada says, the associates of Lord Krishna who were playing the part of princely descendants of the Yadu and Bhoja dynasties were not ordinary living entities. It is not possible that they could offend any saintly man or sage. So, imagine someone is born as a son of Krishna. In school, people ask, Pitaji ka naam kya hai? My Pitaji is Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Can you imagine these Yadus? They were not ordinary people. They were not ordinary people. It is not possible for them to commit Vaishnava Aparadha. Who commits Vaishnava Aparadha? One who is not a pure devotee. One who is on the platform of Nam Aparadha. One who is chanting Nam Aparadha. Then there is Namabhas. And then there is Shuddhanam. And at the platform of Shuddhanam, later on, one gets Krishna Prem. Shuddhanam starts at the level of Asakti. One can chant Shuddhanam at the platform of Asakti. Then there is Bhav. Then there is Prem. And then you can enter Krishna Leela. So these people, devotees who are already in Krishna Leela, they cannot commit Vaishnava Aparadha. The associates of Lord Krishna who were playing like we'd play in drama. They were playing the part of the princely descendants of the Yadu and Bhoja dynasties were not ordinary living entities. They were not conditioned souls like us. It is not possible that they could offend any sadhu. Nor could the sadhus, the sages, who were all pure devotees of Krishna, also be influenced by anger by the sporting activities of the princes born in the holy dynasty of Yadus and Bhoja, wherein Lord Krishna himself appeared as a descendant. Therefore, the cursing of the princes, Yadu princes, by the sages like Narad Muni, Durvasa Muni, was another transcendental pastime of Lord Krishna to make a show of anger. It was Krishna's pastime that his own dynasty got cursed. Why? The princes were cursed in order that one may know that even the descendants of Lord Krishna, who could never be vanquished by any act of material nature, who were not under the Prakriti, even they were subjected to the reactions of anger by the great devotees of the Lord. One should therefore take great care and attention not to commit an offense at the feet of a devotee of Lord Krishna. Clear? Prabhupada enacted this pastime of the destruction of his own dynasty through the cursing of Narad Muni and Durvasa Muni to teach all of us the danger of Vaishnava Prad. That even if my son Samb makes fun of the sadhus, my whole dynasty will be destroyed by Vaishnava Prad. So this is a danger. 25. Tata Hare Krishna. Tata कतिपयैर्मासैर्वृष्णिभोजान्धकादयः ययुप्रभासं सम्भृष्टा रथैर्देव विमोहिताः. A few months passed, and then bewildered by Krishna, Deva Vimohitaha, bewildered by Krishna, all the descendants of Vrishni, Bhoja, and Andhaka, these are all Yadus, who were incarnations of demigods, went to Prabhasa Kshetra, while those who were eternal devotees of the Lord did not leave, but remained behind in Dwaraka. So, after the cursing, the descendants of the Yadu dynasty, they went to Prabhas Kshetra. But they were all incarnations of demigods. They were not ordinary people. And now those who were eternal devotees, Nitya Siddhas, they did not leave, but they remained in Dwarka. Text 26. Tatra snatva pitrin devan rishims chaiva tadambhasa tarpaitvatha viprebhyo gavo bahu gunadadu. After arriving in Prabhas Kshetra, all the descendants of the Vrishni, Bhoja, Andhaka, all the Yadus, descendants of these dynasties, they took bath. Tatra snatva. They took snatva, they took bath. And with the water of this place of pilgrimage, Prabhashetra, they offered their respects to the forefathers, the demigods, and the great sages, Devan, Rishims, Pitrin. They offered to forefathers, demigods, and great sages. And thus they satisfied them. Tarpaitva. They satisfied the forefathers, demigods, and great sages by offering them respects. They gave cows to the Brahmanas in royal charity. Gavo bahu guna dadu. They gave many cows in charity. That's what we should do when we go to the places of pilgrimage. We should offer respects to the sadhus there. We should do charity, give donation. Purport. Amongst the devotees of Lord Krishna, there are several divisions, mainly but Nitya Siddhas and Sadhana Siddhas. The Nitya Siddha devotees never fall down to the region of the material atmosphere, even though they sometimes come onto the material plane to execute the mission of Lord Krishna. This is the definition of Nitya Siddhas. They are always in the spiritual world. Sometimes on Krishna's order, they come to assist Krishna in his pastimes. Now, that is one division, the Nitya Siddhas. Now, the Sadhana Siddhas. Sadhana Siddha devotees are chosen from the conditioned souls. Sadhana Siddha Bhaktas are conditioned souls who do sadhana. Out of Sadhana Siddha devotees, also there are two types. There are the pure sadhana siddha devotees, and there are the mixed devotees, mixed sadhana siddha. They have not become pure devotees yet. They are doing sadhana, but they have not become completely pure. They have karma mishra bhakti, and they have jnana mishra bhakti. Prabhupada says the mixed devotees are sometimes enthusiastic about fruitive activities, which means they are karma mishra bhaktas, and are habituated to philosophical speculation, means jnana mishra bhaktas. So look, Krishna's associates, they are nitya siddhas, sadhana siddhas. Sadhana siddhas, there are the pure devotees completely who are siddha, and then there are those who are almost siddha, but they still have some traces of karma and jnana. Remember, pure devotional services, jnana, karma, adi, anavratam. Now, the pure devotees are free from all these mixtures. They don't have karma mishra, jnana mishra bhakti. They are pure, the pure devotees. And they are completely absorbed in the service of Lord Krishna, regardless of how and where they are situated. Pure devotees of Lord Krishna are not enthusiastic to put aside their service to the Lord in order to go visit holy places of pilgrimage. A great devotee of the Lord in modern times, Sri Narottam Das Thakur Mahashay, has sung like this: to visit holy places of pilgrimage is another bewilderment of the mind, because devotional service of Lord Krishna at any place is the last word in spiritual perfection. This is from the Prarthana book. यज्ञ दान तीर्थ स्नान पुण्य कर्म जप ध्यान अकारणे सब गेलो मोहे भुजिलाम मोनेन उपहास होए जेनो वस्त्रहीन आभरण दे यज्ञ दान तीर्थ 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 स्नान पुण्य कर्म जप ध्यान akaran, these are all useless if one does not have bhakti. And it is just like vastrahina abharan. It is like a naked person putting on ornaments. Imagine someone ekdam than naked, digambar, but is wearing a nice necklace, nice rings, nice gold wristwatch, and comes. See, will be so embarrassed to see such a person. So one person who is doing all these things, yajna, dan, tirtha snan, he's going to tirtha, having snan in holy places. It is like vastrahin abharan dehe. If does not have bhakti, if does not have bhakti, then it is useless. Bhagavad bhakti hinasya jati shastra japa tapa apranasya dehasya mandanam lokaranjanam. So like that. For pure devotees of Lord Krishna who are completely satisfied with transcendental loving service of Lord Krishna, there is hardly any necessity to visit the holiest, various holy places. But those who are not so advanced have the prescribed duties of visiting pilgrimage sites and regularly performing the rituals. The part of the princely order of the Yadu dynasty who went to Prabhas Kshetra performed all duties to be done in a place of pilgrimage, like giving charity, and they offered their pious actions to their forefathers and others. So on the path of pure devotional service, there is no need to do this. But one who is not on the path of pure devotional service, they may do this. The Yadus are doing it here for Loka Shiksha, for general teaching people, the duties. 27th verse. Hiranyam rajatam shayyam vasams ajina kambalan yanam rathan ibhan kanya dharam vritti karim api. The Brahmanas were not only given well-fed cows in charity, but also gold coins, bedding, clothing, animal skin belts, blankets, horses, elephants, girls, and sufficient land for maintenance. This was the culture of that time. All these charities were, Prabhupada says, all these charities were meant for the Brahmanas, whose lives were devoted entirely to the welfare of the society, both spiritual welfare and material. Material welfare by doing different yajna so that there will be rain, and spiritual welfare by teaching the Shastra to the people and helping them do deity worship. The Brahmanas were not giving their services as paid servants, but the society provided them with all necessities. A Brahman is never employed. It was arranged for some of the Brahmanas who were in difficulty for marriage to be given girls. Some young Brahmanas, they didn't have a suitable girl to marry, they were given girls. The Brahmanas therefore had no economic problem. Kshatriya kings and rich mercantile men, Vaishyas, would provide them with all that they needed. And in exchange, the Brahmanas were completely devoted to the elevation of society. They would teach Patan Patan, Yajan Yajan. Next verse 28. अन्नं चोरूरसं तेभ्यो दत्वा भगवद् अर्पणम् गो विप्रार्था सव शूराः प्रणेमुर्भुविमूर्धभिः. Thereafter, they offered the Brahmanas highly delicious foodstuffs, first offered to Lord Krishna, and offered their respectful obeisances by touching their heads to the ground. They lived perfectly by protecting the cows and the Brahmanas. So these Kshatriyas, they were very responsible. They are offering food to the Brahmanas, but food that is offered to Krishna. Yajna Shishta Shina Santo Muchante Sarva Kilbhishay. They are offering Krishna Prasad. The behavior, purport Srila Prabhupada says, the behavior exhibited by the descendants of the Yadu dynasty in the pilgrimage site of Prabhas was highly cultured and exactly to the point of human perfection. They did prasad distribution. The perfection of human life is attained by following three principles of civilization. One, protecting the cows. Two, maintaining the Brahminical culture. And three, above all, becoming a pure devotee of Lord. Becoming a pure devotee of Lord Krishna, without becoming a pure devotee of Lord Krishna, one cannot perfect one's human life. The perfection of human life is to be elevated to the spiritual world, where there is no birth, no death, no disease, and no old age. That is the highest perfectional aim of life. Mam upetya punarjanma dukhalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gatam. Paramam gatam. Prabhupada is saying the perfection of human life is to be elevated to spiritual world. There is no birth, no death. Without this aim, any amount of material advancement in so-called comforts can only bring the defeat of human form of life. One devotee was saying that he was very inspired in his first class, his first lecture that he heard. One devotee was telling this about the song. Hindi song is there, na? Jahan gam bhi na ho, sirf pyar hi pyar hai. Aisa some song is there in Hindi. Jahan gam na ho, sirf pyar hi pyar. Ek aise gagan ke tale. Like that song. So this devotee was saying that is spiritual world. जहां गम नहीं है, जहां डेथ नहीं है, सिर्फ प्यार ही प्यार है. Love reigns supreme. So this person who came first time for that Bhakti Vriksha was very happy. Oh, this is very nice. So like that. So here, without this aim of going to Golok Vrindavan, any amount of material advancement, so-called comforts, they are all useless. Brahmanas and Vaishnavas do not accept any foodstuff which is not first offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prabhupada is saying, if suppose we are traveling also in the flight, we can order Jain food. We can tell the airline that give Jain food. It is not first class. But if you are traveling and there is no food available, we don't have prasadam with us, we can order Jain and then you offer it mentally to Krishna. Offer it mentally. Chanting the mantras. On your phone, you can pull up a photo of the altar and offer it. Whatever has come in front of you, if it is vegetarian without onion garlic, offer it and then eat it. But we should not eat without offering. First class thing is to carry Krishna Prasad, offered to our deities, cooked at home. That is first class. Not there, then okay, whatever you can get in a restaurant or on the flight or somewhere, but it should be without onion garlic and a vegetarian, and we should offer it to Krishna and then eat. Brahmanas and Vaishnavas do not accept anything which is not offered. Foodstuff offered to Lord Krishna is accepted by devotees as the mercy of the Lord. It is prasada seva. Prasada seva. We serve prasadam by honoring it. How do you honor prasad? By eating it. How do you honor Charanamrit? By drinking it. How do you honor Krishna's prasadi flower garland? Smelling it, touching it to the head. So there are different articles are honored in different way. How do you honor a deity? Offering obeisances to Sri Vigraha. So like that, prasad is honored by eating it. After all, Lord Krishna supplies all kinds of foodstuffs, both to the human being and to the animals. Krishna is providing for everyone. Last paragraph, Srila Prabhupada says the word Uru Rasam is also significant here. Hundreds of delicacies can be prepared simply by combination of grains, vegetables, and milk. All such preparations are in the mode of goodness. I remember reading one of the first books I read after first book I read was Bhagavad Gita as it is, but one of the second books that I read was, I think, Perfect Questions, Perfect Answer, and Science of Self-Realization. And one of those books, Srila Prabhupada says that actually cereal, grains, they are in the mode of passion and ignorance. But when you mix them with milk, then it becomes mode of goodness. Zhala, last paragraph. तैयार है. All such preparations are in the mode of goodness, therefore, may be offered to Supreme Personality God Krishna. Vegetables, grains, milk. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 2.9.26, Lord Krishna accepts only foodstuffs which are within the range of fruits, flowers, leaves, and liquids. Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam. Provided they are offered in complete devotional service. Tadaham bhakti ruparitam ashnami. I will eat because it's offered with bhakti. Devotional service is the only criterion for a bona fide offering to the Lord. Bhaktya tushyati kevalam nacha guna bhakti priyo madhava. Lord Krishna assures that he positively eats such foods. Ashnami, he says, I will eat it. Such foods are offered by the devotees with love, devotion. So, judging from all sides, the Yadus were perfectly trained, civilized persons, and their being cursed by the Brahman sages was only the desire of Lord Krishna. Whole incident was a warning to all concerned that no one should behave lightly with the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Again, Prabhupada is saying, warning about Vaishnava Aparadha. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports, third canto, third chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Lord Krishna's pastimes outside of Vrindavan. Now, Prabhuji and Mataji's will end here. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Actually, one devotee, mother just had a stroke, so we have to go and meet them now. So I'll leave now. So we'll end here, and Krishna willing, will continue day after tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you very much, dear devotees.